guys switched your defense. I know you went with that, the four-man front.
Yeah.
And is there any thought of going back to the way? Is it still because of the injuries that you? I mean,
yeah, we're probably back more to our regular stuff now.
Okay.
We're back from injuries a little bit, and Brian Vale's back from when he was hurt. That kind of forced us to go to the four-man stuff, and then unfortunately Jesse Correll sprained his ankle, and he's been in a boot all week, and Matt White hurt his shoulder a little bit. And Matt practiced today, so we got a little dinged up on the D line. So we're kind of going back to our regular stuff. And if you watch us, we do some good things in the four-man front, but you can tell it's not our regular stuff. Our kids aren't quite as fast and as confident as they are when we're in the three-man stuff that we've been playing for years. So, we've got to do what we're best at, but sometimes you make adjustments on your personnel and who you have available in the game and things like that. And the four-man stuff was good for us for a few weeks, and it's still in our package. And it's kind of, we say it's like a toolbox, and
right.
It's just one of those tools we'll use at times to mix things up and try to get something good out of it.
Greg and I always make the comment, not just us, but a lot of people around too, also make the comment that you as a staff, your staff and yourself do such a great job of making second half adjustments. What are some of the things that you guys, when you go in, do you get together as a group and kind of say, hey, this is not working, this is working, and how do you come about the decisions to do some of the things you do in the second half?
Well, the offensive staff splits up and the defensive staff splits up. We talk about, at least on the defensive side, we talk about, okay, what plays has he had success with? Is he sticking to his tendencies that we thought he would, based on what we've seen in film? Who's hurting us personnel-wise? And what have we run that's hurt him? Whether it's a particular blitz or a particular coverage or an alignment, things like that. And you can't change a whole lot of things. You can make a couple minor adjustments, and really you just try to tell the kids, this is what they've had success with. This is what's hurting us. This is what we're going to do to stop that. And because if you go in and you just change everything, then the kids don't believe in anything. And they know not everything's perfect, and they'll tweak a couple things, and our guys are pretty smart, and they can make some adjustments on the fly. And then the offensive side of it, those guys have a good handle going into the week what they think they're going to get. And we've seen so much over the last few years that if we get something that they hadn't prepared for, the guys in the box, Coach Peters and Coach Szabo, tell Coach Cook and Coach Stanyard what's going on with it, and they make adjustments. And again, it's we have our plays for the week, but it's 114 of them on that play card, so there's going to be some good ones. And we don't necessarily obviously run all of those, but they're there in case we need them. And so you look at what you have and what you think is going to work. And our guys study the game, and that's what good coaches do. You study a lot of film, and you understand the strategies of offense and defense. And I've got great assistant coaches that really take a lot of pride and ownership in being responsible for that part of their job.
Do you get a lot of things that you might try to set yourself up for something down the line, offensively or defensively?
Sometimes we do. Sometimes defensively we'll show something in a game, just so the other team has to practice it. Sometimes we don't show things, obviously, and especially on offense. If you watch us in our scrimmages early in the year, we don't show anything that we show the first game, really. And it's difficult to prepare for that for us the first week till they get a couple films on us and things. And you keep a few things back and show a few things here and there. It's a game of
it
is. And we don't have just superstar athletes that we can just line up in a base defense and just whip somebody's tail all the time. We have to move and try to cause confusion at times and then be good tacklers and really play hard.
You talked a little bit about a few minutes ago about the defense, how the kids are more comfortable in the three-man front. How's that work? Do you have that program where, for instance, the three-man front? Do you have that with a freshman team and maybe at Nagel or how? Because they're obviously used to playing in that formation.
Yeah, we do. Our freshmen run our stuff. It's not as much, obviously, but Doug Kuhn is the freshman defensive coordinator, and he runs pretty much what we run and uses our terminology. And Nagel tries to do that as much. We don't have as much control at Nagel. The 8th grade is the only team that is a true Anderson team. The 7th grade is mixed still, and it'd be nice if they would ever change that. But because it's kind of I think it's a disservice to the kids that
it really is.
They can't start to learn the system of where they're probably going to go to high school. There are a few kids that will switch, but the guys the younger coaches do try to do the stuff we're implementing.
Good. Let's go ahead and talk about this game. Who were the offensive, defensive, and special teams players of the week?
Offensive player was Tanner Brondhaver. Did a nice job. Ran hard, and he's been a little nicked up this year, and battled some sickness Monday and missed practice, but he's back, and he's learning, and he's understanding more about it, and hopefully he can be one of our main running backs next year. But he had a real nice game. His blocking is improving. Defensively was Ronzel Foster. We felt like his support on the run, and he had a nice interception. And special teams we gave to Taylor Ray again. He's had it before, but he had to kick off for us this week, and did a nice job with that. And we mentioned he had an interception as well, but he's also our punter. And when he's out there kicking off, is one more tackler we get to put on the field too. So he did a nice job with that.
Good. The JV and freshman teams, what did they do this week?
JV won an exciting 28-24 game. Milford had the ball, I think, on about our 7 or 8 yard line. Time ran out.
Wow. Really?
That game was back and forth. And the freshmen won, was it 39-13 maybe? Something like that. They won. So I think they're getting back to 500. They're over at Glen Estee tonight playing.
And what's the JV's? Are the JV over 500 or?
JV are 4-1. And which is really impressive for a group of sophomores that scored 7 points all last year. I don't know if they even scored when they were in 8th grade.
Wow.
So they're coming on, and you mix in a couple juniors here and there, but really they're playing well. And Coach Koski's doing a nice job, and Coach Kripe's doing a nice job with those kids. They play hard, and they play together, and they're gonna be okay.
That is a great tribute to the coaching staff.
Well, the kids too. Kids working hard, and we try to give them a little time each day in practice. We call it the white-on-white Super Bowl. We get the oranges, maybe the 1s, the blacks the 2s, and white's the 3rd team. We really don't have a 3rd team, but we take all the sophomores and let them kind of go against each other for 5 or 6 plays. And we've done that for the last 5 weeks maybe, and it seems like it's helping them a little bit.
Good.
Just real quick, I noticed that on the coaching staff of Milford was a couple Anderson grads, I believe. It was Eric Seibert. And Eric Kroll, was it?
Eric Kroll. Eric's a head track coach out there, too, and he's coaching DBs for him, and Eric Seibert is their line coach. And they've been out there for a while. Yeah, he's still big. Still big. But he's doing a good job with their offensive line. And Eric Kroll used to coach football with us, was a freshman coach and junior high coach for years before I think he got his teaching degree. And got a job out at Milford.
So it's always good to see that.
Yep.
You mentioned Taylor Ray a minute ago. Obviously, Tommy Chapman was out. What injuries are we still looking at right now?
Well, Tommy, I think his leg's just a little bit gimpy yet, and he didn't make it to practice at all last week, so we weren't going to use him, and he understood that, and he's made it this week, and he kicked pretty well the other day, so I think he'll be fine. Matt White hurt his shoulder, but he practiced today. Jesse Carell hasn't practiced all week. He's in a boot, and I'm hoping tomorrow he can do some things and play a little bit. On the offensive side of it, we're pretty healthy. Shelton's back, and I don't think we have anybody really out.
What about how much before Ethan Stone will come back?
I don't know if he's going to make it back this year or not.
Wow.
Maybe if we make the playoffs, he'll have a chance. Alex Black is going to come back, I think, next week. We lost him in the Woodward game, I think.
Yeah.
So, that would be good to get another offensive lineman back.
Good. Let's talk you brought it up. It's time of year we might want to start talking about the playoffs because this is when you start really looking at what the people you've beaten previous to this have done against their opponents. And we're not getting a lot of help.
We're not getting any help, really. Oak Hills has only won 2 games, and Boone County's won 3. Woodward's won like 1. Northwest doesn't have any. They had to forfeit 2 wins that they had, which really hurts us. Glen Estee's actually ahead of us in the Harbin points because of those 2 forfeits, and they're 4-3. So we got a difficult task ahead of us. 8-2, it's going to be dicey on whether we get in. 9-1 will get us in. So if we run the table and win our last 3, we'll get in and probably be a 5 or 6 seed. Going Centerville or Coleraine or someplace terrible to go play. I don't know. But it'd be an honor to get in, and,
sure.
and for this group of kids to only have basically 13 seniors really that have played a lot of football this year. The 2 guys are kickers, and actually we had a senior that's been out all year, Alex Pollock. So we're really, really young, and for them to do what they've done so far, I'm extremely proud of them. And hopefully it's a game at a time now, and hopefully we can get Glen Estee Friday and get to 7-1, and then we have to go next Thursday to Winton Woods, they could win a state again in Division II.
Absolutely.
They're really playing well, and they're very talented, and that's a tremendous challenge for us. And then we have to finish up with Harrison at home, who's fighting for a playoff spot in Division II. So there's nothing easy. These 3 games we could win them all, we could lose them all, or a combination of winning 1 or 2. It's really going to come down to how well we play, and mistakes that we make and things like that.